Joe Biden is seemingly continuing his mission of getting every young person and every lefty in the country to hate him. And insofar as these people will vote for him, he wants you to vote for him as you cry. I've heard stories about in 2016 people voting for Hillary and literally crying as they do it because they hate her so much. They despise her, but they basically sucked it up and did what they viewed as the lesser evil vote. They did what they view as their patriotic duty. But the point I've made time and time again is that a lot of people who did that this time around say, no, that's it, I'm done. I'm not. I did the vote in 2016 with the acting assumption that I'll never have to do something like this again. At least we'll build something and we'll get to a point where it's not a lesser evil decision. It's let me vote for somebody I actually agree with and want to vote for. So there's a lot of people who, they just can't bring themselves to do it again. I mean, there are also people who works in the other direction too, where they didn't do the lesser evil vote in 2016, but this time they're like, no, I've seen 4 years of Trump and I'm fine doing a lesser evil vote. But either way, what's clear is any kind of attempt to reach out to the left, it's been placating. It's been head pats, and the unity commissions where they all got together and it was the left and the center and let's find some things we can agree on and let's release our policy proposals. First of all, the proposals weren't even that good to begin with and the most important ones were left out. But second of all, I don't even believe that he's going to do any of these things. Like you did the unity commission and now you're just giving him something else that he can ignore and not pursue. So I find it kind of crazy how easy it is to placate the left. And every now and then, Biden goes out there and he lets you know what he's really about. So take a look at this. Joe Biden says he may further increase military spending if elected. Increase military spending. Increase it. So they say that on the campaign trail, Biden said Thursday that if elected president, he might increase military spending even beyond the Pentagon's current record budget of $738 billion. Biden said this in an interview with the outlet Stars and Stripes, quote, "We have to focus more on unmanned capacity, drones, cyber and IT in a very modern world that is changing rapidly." By the way, here's some more on this. Biden said conditions in Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq are so complicated that he cannot promise full withdrawal of troops in the near future. He supports a, quote, small U.S. military footprint whose primary mission will be to facilitate special operations against the Islamic State or ISIS and other terror organizations. So just so everybody understands, that is literally exactly the Obama approach. It's exactly the Trump approach, and it's the Biden approach. So the idea is you dismiss, take off the table the idea of full withdrawal. That's totally off the table. We're not going to get out. No matter what, we're not going to get out. And then the debate becomes, okay, how many troops do you want to leave there? And what Trump has kind of settled on is 3,000, I believe, in Afghanistan. He wants to take it from 8,000 to 3,000, thereabouts. And Biden wants pretty much the same. As he increases military spending overall, we're already at a record clip, $738 billion. He says, no, let's increase that. And let's modernize the military. By the way, just so everybody understands, the whole like wanting to modernize our nukes is a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. Why? Because the way that the nuclear systems work now, it's on floppy disks. Now you might say, oh my God, that's so antiquated, that's so old, that's so dumb. Why? Guys, it's hack-proof. Nobody could hack a floppy disk. Any kind of upgrading of our nuclear weapon system, you're introducing the possibility that somebody can hack into them. So no, you should not at all want to update our our nuclear weapon system. That's a terrible idea. Now, by the way, one of the things in the Woodward book is Trump saying, oh, we got like a new nuclear weapon, new nuclear toy. Like he kind of let it slip to Bob Woodward like, oh, not only did I rebuild the military, he thinks the military was depleted beforehand. It wasn't. Not only did I rebuild the military, I got this new nuclear weapon system. It's a top secret nuclear weapon system. So Trump's probably already doing this kind of stuff. But from Biden, he's saying, I'm going to increase military spending. That's what I want to do. We're spending more now on the military than we were at the peak of the war on terror. And CNN idiots have the nerve to tell you the military-industrial complex isn't a real thing. Pfft, my ass cheeks, it isn't a real thing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Raytheon, Boeing, Honeywell, all of these defense contractors, it's really offense contractors, they make so much money from war. Our welfare in this country is warfare. We have jobs tied to the military-industrial complex in every single state in the country. So all these politicians, yeah, maybe in theory, stopping war is a good thing, but I don't want to lose the jobs in my district. I just gave no bid contracts to another defense contractor. We got tanks sitting in the middle of the desert in Nevada right now, collecting dust. This is what we do. We spend insane amounts of money on the military. And now Trump is going to keep increasing it with the Democrats' approval and blessing. And Biden saying the same thing. Yeah, I want to increase it. Well, that'll also be approved because the Democrats will vote for under a Biden administration and some Republicans will break ranks and say, yeah, of course. One thing we agree on is wasting all of the money that we have, all the resources that we have on the military and on being the world's sole superpower and on imperialism. Guys, this should piss you off so much. Because look at the misplaced priorities. Look at the misplaced priorities. Compare us to the rest of the developed world. We spend more than the next 10 biggest militaries on Earth combined. And none of them are even really a threat to us. We do all that at the same time we're the only developed country without universal health care. We got all this. The amount it would cost to cover free college for the entire country, free college, is less than just last year's increase in military spending. You understand that? It costs about $60 billion to do free college for the country. Just the increase in the military spending last year was between $80 and $100 billion. Not a single person in Washington, D.C. or in the media said, how are we going to pay for that? How are we going to pay for it? Nobody said it. Nobody said it. They only trot out that canard when it's something for you. Healthcare, college, universal basic income, anything for you. Infrastructure, some sort of jobs bill, anything for you. We can't afford it. It's got to be deficit neutral. We can't afford it. Spending billions per month in Iraq and Afghanistan. We've wasted $7 trillion when all is said and done in Iraq. $7 trillion. Joe Biden, who should be begging for the forgiveness of the American people and the Iraqi people, he's saying increase military spending. Increase it. As if our infrastructure here at home doesn't get a grade of D+. We're supposed to be, the number one country in the world, and our frickin' roads and bridges are crumbling. Our airports are trash. And nobody's talking about rebuilding everything. Why isn't it a national goal to do a giant infrastructure project? I mean, the country's in dire straits right now. And nobody's talking about a New Deal. Let's rebuild all of our infrastructure, take it from a grade of D+ to a grade of A+. Let's make it the best in the world. Let's make it the envy of the world. Nobody's talking about this stuff, but they are talking about increasing military spending, staying in Iraq and Afghanistan. Who does this appeal to? Guys, I've told you the poll numbers on this show over and over. I mean, there was a poll even going back to like 2013. That's so long ago now. But even in 2013, the war in Afghanistan was more unpopular than the war in Vietnam. Vietnam! And that's viewed today as, oh my God, what a terrible war. What a terrible war. Afghanistan is already more unpopular than that. It had like a 19% approval rating or something. Nobody wants to be there. Who are you appealing to, Joe Biden? He thinks he's being politically savvy by like, no, they can't attack me as being anti-military because I'm going to say I want to increase military spending. Gotcha. But why do you assume that their attack on you has any merit in the first place? Why wouldn't you be like, you're damn right I want to cut the military and I want to spend it on infrastructure and I want to spend it on healthcare. You're damn right I want to. Have you seen the numbers? Have you seen that it's more than the next 10 biggest countries combined? Have you seen everything that we're wasting? It's at the Democrats all the time. It's just, let me become a Republican so as to avoid critiques from Republicans, and then they turn around and attack you anyway. It's because he's not actually on the left. He doesn't actually agree with left-wing ideas. He doesn't agree with you, with your priorities. He's a moderate Republican. That's what he is. He voted for the Iraq War. He voted for a lot of these outsourcing deals. He voted for the Patriot Act. He's a moderate Republican. Increase military spending. I mean, what a sick joke, man. My entire adult life, every year, colossal, gargantuan amounts of money to continue bombing 8 different countries. All because Smedley Butler said it, war is a racket. A lot of people in the military-industrial complex can get wealthy from this. You know what else? We can grab oil from Iraq, as we did. Oil production shot up after our invasion and occupation, and mineral wealth in Afghanistan. And we also view it as, yes, there's the global chessboard, and it's us versus Russia, and so we're always jockeying for position to have more control in different areas so that, we maintain our world sole superpower status. All of this as millions of people in this country don't even have health care. As 45,000 to 60,000 people die every year because they don't have health care. As our infrastructure crumbles. As 47% of Americans say they're now having, quote, serious financial problems because of COVID and the economy. And he said, increase military spending. And then they have the nerve, they want to berate you. If you're on the left and you either don't want to vote for Joe Biden or you're not enthusiastic about voting for Joe Biden, they want to berate you. Like you're the problem. Like you did something wrong. All of that energy shaming the left should be directed at Joe Biden to do stuff like not increase the military budget and maybe cut it. Did you know if you cut the U.S. military budget in half, we would still have the biggest military in the world by far and away. In half. We have something like 900 military bases around the world. Would it really be the end of the world if we made that 450? Would that really be the end of the world? I'm so sick of the people who left punch all day long, just left punch. Maybe at some point you have to make peace with the fact that you have a bigger beef with the people who want Medicare for all and free college and a living wage and ending the wars and a Green New Deal. Like, you hate them and bash them more than you bash corporate Democrats. If you're a voter shamer. You might want to look in the mirror and think about why that is. Could it be you're just a brainless partisan hack who's playing for a team, that team being the Democrats, and even when the Democrats are moderate Republicans, you're still like, well, I don't care, they're Democrats. Oh, man. Joe Biden wants to increase the military budget. So we get Trump, who wants to increase the military budget, and has, and Biden, who wants to increase the military budget. This is why I say, time and time again, we don't have a Democratic Party in this country. We have a Republican Party and a diet Republican Party. That's it.